like a winner and a loser in each, you know.
And in so many superhero comic stuff, there isn't really like a final loser. Like, it takes a really long time for anybody to die.
Right.
Like, and it happens very rarely. You know, someone might gain the upper hand for a moment, but then the other person comes back and gains the upper hand again, and it kind of equals out. But this is like definitive, like,
winner.
This guy won. And I love that. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And it really, like, to have a focus on just one character versus another character, there's no clutter of a plot. You really just get character development. I think that's really cool.
That's exactly why I picked this book, because it was so much, like, so fun like that. Like, it is exactly nuts to bolts. What's that saying? Nuts to soup? Soup to nuts. Soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts.
Yeah.
Soup to nuts.
It is just like that. It's just like,
egg to apple.
Here's a punch up and enjoy. And that's what I did. And that's what these versus books are for. I had a blast with these. So, James.
Hey, Larry, wait. Quick side comment about that expression, soup to nuts. So do you know what that it means? Like, you start your meal with the soup, and you used to end it with like a nut dessert. Like, nuts would be the final course in a multi-course meal.
Wow.
Yeah, so you start with, so it's from soup to nuts from beginning to end. But there's a Latin version from like ancient Rome. They had their own version of soup to nuts, and it was called from apple to egg. Because in their multi-course meal, they'd start with an apple, and then they'd end with an egg as their dessert.
So I could have some apple on a nice salad, like an apple and pear salad or something, and nuts. And then I would have maybe a custard.
Maybe a custard. There you go.
Apples to nuts. Or apples to eggs.
Apples to egg.
All right, so getting back to apples and eggs. James, where does this land on? Well, we're going to be scaling two different books here, because you're going to scale your book and I'm going to scale my book.
Well, actually, so I thought my book was pretty good. Like, as far as a superhero book goes, I'd say it's definitely above average. Like, the plot was more interesting than most. The amount of detail for a beginner to be able to catch on, it was really good. It was an interesting story. It had a lot of great characters. It had some good action. But I like the money grab one way better. Like, as a concept, I think it's cool. It's more unique. It's a little more fun. So I kind of want to rank your X-Men. But I think I would rank it. I think I'd rank it ahead of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And you put them about like 15 or 12?
You're right. I had them at 15.
Okay.
Jeez, you're good, Larry.
Well, I guess.
I think I'd put this at 14.
I think I'm going to put my pick, and I did enjoy all of these. I just had a blast with them. They are not going to change your life like next week's book.
No.
But I think I'm going to put this about 15 too. I'm putting this at 15. Nice. So you put yours at 14 and I put mine at 15.
Sounds good. Yeah, all right. It's which, considering how many great books we have in here, like, we have some, like, your next favorite comics. Like, this isn't going to be your next favorite comic, but this is definitely above average. Like, if you're a superhero person, I would highly recommend it.
Let's change the name of the show. A Comic You Should Read. Seattle's number one comic you should read. All right. This has been a lot of fun. I'm so glad revisiting this, because, like, oftentimes I buy a comic book, I put it in a box, I never read it again. Comixology has made it so easy to reread it again and enjoy it again.
So, Larry, I'm excited about our next week's comic.
Well, this is pivotal in comic book, just everything in comic book world. Mm-hmm. And it dropped silently on Comixology Unlimited, along with a lot of DC and Vertigo books. Oh my God. But it's Watchmen #1.
Whoa!
How did we miss this, right? Written
Larry.
by Alan Moore with art by David Gibbons, and it was published by DC Comics in 1986. We're going to read the first 22 pages of this epic, monumental comic that everybody's read, but we're gonna dive back into it, right?
You know, you say, Larry, everybody's read this, and for once I think you're right, because Watchmen was my very first comic.
Oh, it's going to be a super fun revisit.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read it after now that I've seen a bunch of other comics and see where it stands up in the pantheon.
Oh, so we may have done it. We may have found your next favorite comic. The first issue of your next favorite comic. So join us next week when we are going to be diving back into and revisiting Watchmen. Alan Moore's Watchmen.
Watchers?
And what? Say that again.
Who will watch the
Who will
Watchers?
watch
It'll
the
be us when we read the comic.
That's right. So come back next week and visit us on the web at sn1cbp.com and send us a comment at that same address, sn1cbp.com. And thanks for being here. James, welcome back.
Thanks, Larry. Good to hear you.
All right.
And cheers.
And cheers. I have to know all of the local customs at your new location. There's got to be a fun, like something. Man, they have parties every night down there.
Okay, yeah, it does seem like it.
Yeah, we got to do the show early, Larry, so I can do it. So I can get to the party. All right, see you next week, man.
All right, see you next week, Larry.
Bye.
Bye.